Hey, welcome to another episode of Everything NYC Podcast. This episode in particular, we're going to be focused on improving ourselves with an emphasis on therapy. So you don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Let's get to it.
So today, we have two special guests. I would like for y'all to introduce yourselves. You can start right here.
Hi, my name is Jeannie. I'm 38 and I'm in legal services.
Okay.
Hey guys, my name is Azia. I am 27 and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Yes, that's very beautiful. Now, the topic of today is the state of the dating market, part 2, because we have part 1. It was very interesting. We had some very interesting conversations, but let's see what we can do today.
So part 1 was just focused on what's going on out there these days. And it was alarming. It was definitely alarming. So now we're focused on self-improvement. We're focused on therapy. So let's get into the conversation.
Yeah, so the first question I just want to ask y'all to get y'all started. What's y'all opinion on the dating market today?
Oh, it's trash.
It is,
It's
really?
horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why you say it's horrible? What makes you think that?
I think it's because currently, right now, you have people that lack self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that do not take accountability. So it just creates this discord amongst the sexes. And there's a lot of one-sidedness within social media. And so you have these loud people making the impression for the overall population that really doesn't speak for everyone. So everyone is seeing this one perspective, and as a result, you have these people that are being influenced, taking this information, going out into the dating world, and not realizing that is the reason as to why they're not successful.
Yeah, that was very beautiful, very very well put. So as a therapist, marriage, family therapist, you're on the inside. So what's your opinion on it?
So my opinion is not really trash. Okay, it can be trash depending on the people, but I'm seeing couples that like genuinely want their relationship to work. Like they're coming as a last resort because like they believe in their love. So I wouldn't say it's trash for everyone, but I do think that unless you have two people that are willing to make it work and actually do the work, yes, it's trash.
So tell us a little bit about your practice. So you focus on speaking with couples.
Yes.
Okay, so couples, they approach you when they're on the brink of maybe ending things. Is that where usually what the time?
Typically, but some of them come as like a preventative measure. Like I have some people come in for like premarital counseling, so like they want to get married or they're already engaged, and they come in as like, hey, these are the kinks in our relationship that we want to work through or that we don't particularly like, and we want to fix it before we take that step. So some come when it's ending, and some come to fix it before it gets to that point.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
3 years now.
All right, so what type of preparation should a couple think about prior to sitting down with you?
Well, one, how willing are they to do the work? Yeah. Where are they in the relationship, right? Because if one is checked out, one's checked in, it's very hard for me to do my job.
Yeah, that's the problem. Usually there's one person checked out in the relationship, right?
Right.
That's the difficulty right there.
Yeah, and how do you frame a workshop for your clients? Like, how do you frame it?
What, like sessions, you mean?
Yeah.
It kind of depends what they're coming in for. So if they're coming in for premarital, I'll say, okay, like, define marriage. I'll have them both define marriage. Tell me what does it mean to them.
That's tough.
Because the marriage means something different to different people.
Yeah, it does.
And it's funny, I've had couples come in and their definition of marriage is completely different, and that creates an issue. And I'm like, well, good thing you came.
Mm-hmm.
Have you realized that people have a difficult time having the tough conversations?
Uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, and that's the main thing you should be having before you even enter a relationship, because when they come up, now you're not gonna know what to do because you never spoke about it. So that's how a lot of relationships end, in my opinion. So during a session, all right, like I want to get an example, like a little walkthrough. See right here, me and Jeannie.
Okay.
See, we married, right?
Okay.
We married right here. This
We have
my
3
wife.
kids.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Okay.
3?
He's been seeing the maid behind my back. Oh, no, we're not doing that. That's a different scenario? Okay, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. And we're having a little bit of marital issues.
Okay.
And now we're coming to you because I can't do this anymore. I don't know what's going on. She wasn't like this 5 years ago. I don't know. She's turning her back on me. I don't know if she's seen somebody else.
I'm getting tired.
I don't know. She must not like black
You better
men no
call
more.
Tyrone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And
I don't know.
I'm just a spectator.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just there. He's security.
He's
I
the
guess.
child.
Yeah.
That's
he's
our
security.
son.
So we come to you, Dr. Carter. This is my wife right here. I'm working at Amazon. I'm making $50K a year. You know, I'm trying to do my thing.
Okay.
She's not satisfied. I don't know. Like, can you help me? I don't know what's going on. You got to speak to her. Can you help us out? You know, I love her, but she don't love me. I don't feel the love. Can you help us out? That's all I want to know. What can we do about this?
Well, first we got to explore what is it that you both want. What do you want in your marriage?
I want him to hold his weight in the household because he believes just because he brings in the bacon that I'm supposed to not only just do the house chores but also work and pay half the bills. I'm tired. How can I be the mother of our big child? How can I cook and clean, work 8 hours, and then come home and satisfy you?
I'm saying 50-50. I'm working hard. 50,000 a year, that should be enough. So,
But you're not doing 50 of the dishes, though.
Well, what do you want out of the marriage, though?
I just want her to cook. I want her to clean. And I want her to get busy when it's time to get busy. She don't be getting busy.
Can't forget about that
She
one.
talking about she tired. Like, the kids sleep. You're not tired. You good.
Yeah, but there has to be a middle, though. Where's the compromise?
Drink a Red Bull. As a compromise is
What's
like,
the compromise?
as a man, I'm going to do what I got to do. Protect and provide. As a woman, she going to do what she got to do. Cook and clean. Take care of the kids.
And apparently I'm providing also.
I was about to bring that up, too. If you say you're here to provide, why is it 50-50? Because you're not on the same page with that.
Because Amazon, they're not paying me a lot right now, you know? It's 50K. I'm trying to get to 55, but, you know, I got to get the promotion, so, you know.
So then you have to manage your expectations, right? You're not making enough, right? She needs to work. So if she's tired, she doesn't want to give you some at the end of the night, you might need to take that out.
So he might need to get it to 75-25.
Right.
But I'm giving her a Red Bull, though. That's enough energy for her to give it to me.
Here's the thing, though. Because you're married to her, she doesn't have to have sex with you. I know that sounds crazy.
It's not an obligation?
It's not an obligation. That should be something y'all both want to do. I'm not saying that she should withhold it from you, but it doesn't sound like withholding, right? It sounds like you're just tired.
Well, I honestly believe that maybe after I cook, he cleans the dishes. That would actually allow me to have a little bit of rest, a little bit of me time. Since after work, you come home and you get to relax. That's why you're energized and I'm not.
And I'm hearing that might
Okay.
put you more in the mood, too, if you
Exactly.
felt appreciated.
What?
Really?
Some dishes, cleaning the dishes.
So that turns you on?
That is sexy.
Really?
Of course.
Damn, it's the little things.
Yeah, I thought it was
It
the
is.
big things.
It's often the little things.
I thought it was the big things.
Well,
Not
that
for
too.
women.
Okay, so
Not
I'm
only
learning
for
a little.
women.
I'm learning a little bit then. So you just want me to like step up a little bit and then we continue with the marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like I have no problem paying half the bills, but also help me with the kid and help me with the house chores. Because then at that point, we're both contributing and building, and as a result, we're both going to be satisfied moving forward.
Okay. All right. So the 50K is cool.
The 50K,
50K is cool.
is cool for you.
Mm.
If you're asking me outside of
us.
our marriage, I would say maybe not.
Okay. That's pretty simple then. So I'll tell Gwendolyn just to let it rock then. All right, because I'll kick it to the curb.
Yeah.
I'll stay with you. I'll tell Gwendolyn just go somewhere else. Then.
Look at that, look at that.
And you're not even upset about that. You could have been more upset.
It's less work
It's
for
reality.
me.
It's
Does
reality.
she do the dishes? Can she contribute to the bills?
She just does the physical. She just does the physical.
If she does the physical, oh, yeah. Divorce.
You know.
Immediately.
You know, this is my wife, but you know I got a little thing for Russian women and stuff. But yeah, that's a little something on the side though. But you know,
Okay.
Has this been like a successful session?
They would need to come back. They would definitely need to come back.
Basically, run up the bill. I get it. Hey, I get it.
do you think by the time couples come to you, like in your opinion, do you think it's already over?
It depends on the couple.
Let's say a married couple.
It depends on the couple, though.
It depends.
Yeah,
I've
I think
seen-
it all
On the
depends
dynamic.
I think it
yeah.
depends because I've seen married couples that they both wanted to work so bad that it's not the last straw for them. Like they're willing to put in the work. But I have a couple right now actually where the woman wants it, the man doesn't. And I can tell.
Oh, he's checked out.
He's checked out.
Usually, women are checked out.
Not in this case.
Wow.
And I can tell. And I don't think they're gonna work. No.
Wow.
But they keep coming, and they're trying.
Because usually women are checked out and then they'll stay, right? So they'll stay for, let's say 4, 5, 6 months, and then eventually they'll just end things, right? So that's interesting to see that the man is checked out.
That's typically rare because women usually break up
Yeah.
with the man. Like, how many men you broke up with?
Oh.
All of them.
Exactly.
A man never broke up with you?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, knock on wood, but
Yeah.
thus far. But yeah, I think it's because I have a low tolerance for nonsense. I don't have the mental capacity to just deal with things that I feel are not important. You're not supposed to be my problem. You are supposed to be my asset. And if I feel like you're holding me back, or if you're jealous or competing, you gotta go.
You're supposed to be your peace too.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's typically how it is. But, people they forget about how it should continue how it started. That's how it should continue through the relationship. But a lot of people get comfortable, and they just say, "All right, I got her. I got my girl. She good. She don't care."
Well, actually, I think you could speak. Oh, I'm sorry. I think you could speak on this, but for me, like, I was in a 10-year relationship, and what caused me to check out was the fact I was with him when I was 18, left him when I was 28. I grew up, he didn't.
You probably outgrew him.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
saying that steady path, I don't think that always works depending on the situation.
You said outgrew. Are you saying outgrew him, or did she surpass him?
No,
I surpassed him. No, I'm kidding. He's doing well.
No, I mean, you might have.
I mean, he not here,
but
so-
you might have outgrew him personality-wise too.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you change and he's kind of staying the same, you're not on the same page, and the relationship is not going to work.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, like, you're going to change so much.
A decade.
Yeah.
I mean, he can change too, but it seems like you were changing a little bit differently.
Yeah,
What-
I think he wanted to maintain the control, which he had when I was younger because I didn't know any better.
Right.
And then when I went, I became more of a woman, it was like, no, I want to do this.
So what are the main three complaints, I could say, couples come to you and speak on when they get to you? The top three.
Top 3, definitely intimacy. One partner is usually not satisfied in the bedroom.
I can see that.
Wow. So
I can
see
not satisfied is in the frequency?
Everything, frequency, the quality.
The quality?
Yeah, some people, I've had clients come in and say, I don't know, the sex changed over the years.
So let's talk about that. How does it change? I don't.
Well, one, I've heard children.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah,
heard that
okay,
for a woman who has
okay.
kids, like, the sex can change for her.
And of course.
No, not loose, but she doesn't want to do it as much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, me
Excuse
neither.
me, but a woman, we shift,
Yeah,
we
shrink
shape
back. Yeah, we shrink
shift
back.
down there. So
Yeah.
it's not going
You
to
can
be
do the
loose.
Kegels. Do some Kegels.
And of course, with children, it's a time commitment.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about getting home from work, cooking, getting the kids ready, cleaning. I mean, by the time you're all done with that, you're exhausted.
You finish.
Yeah, you're exhausted. You're ready to go to bed and get ready for work the next morning.
You can't perform.
Yeah, what time are you gonna have to, to get intimate? So,
And especially if the woman is doing most of that by herself.
okay, I can see that.
Not in
yeah.
every scenario, but if she doesn't want to have sex with you. She
Yes.
wants to go to sleep, take a shower,
Mm-hmm.
relax.
Me
Well,
time. Like the
But
me
would
time.
you say another causation is because there's infidelity?
Definitely infidelity.
Oh, why you have to go there?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going
there.
Statistically, married men cheat a lot.
I mean, you probably have realized that both.
Everybody.
sides cheat.
Both sides cheat, yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
And women hide it better, if I'm being honest.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Men just get like real comfortable and sloppy.
Yeah,
and-
so guys, take notes. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So on
So,
that, does marriage even make sense anymore? In 2024, this generation, in your opinion?
With this generation, I would say no.
Really?
Yeah, because people want, and think about it, with social
expect
media,
that.
you have access to any person at any given time.
Social
You
media.
can send a DM, you can call them on Instagram, you can do all these things.
And you have a global reach.
Yeah, so I don't know if marriage makes sense for this generation unless, like I said, you two people are really willing to put in the work. Other than that, if you're interested in other people, you want to explore. I've heard that one a lot. I just want to explore.
Really?
Explore. What do you mean by explore?
Get the Russian. Get the little Russian girl. That's what I
Explore,
just
yeah,
said.
you
explore
know?
their options.
Me and
I've
her,
heard
like,
that a lot.
telling you.
So explore as kind of like in an open relationship.
Yeah, a lot of people come. I've had a lot of couples where they come and one couple wants to be poly and one doesn't.
Oh,
Interesting.
They want to have like multiple relationships, and the other one's like, no, I just want you. But if that other person wants to be poly and you don't, then no, that doesn't make sense.
You should probably talk about that in the beginning.
Yeah, the uncomfortable conversations that
Yeah.
that people don't want to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So what about y'all? Would y'all ever get married?
I
Not to each
personally-
other, but
well, we just met.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Still, 90 Day
Me
Fiance.
personally, I don't really care for marriage. I have been asked several times, and I've said no every single time. So you have to be really special, and/or maybe a business proposition. Because honestly, what is the benefit apart from a tax write-off?
Mhm.
So unless we're
Yes,
business
yes.
partners, or if there's some kind of money within between us, then I would say that marriage would make sense.
And-
Other than that, no.
And why did you decline the offers?
Because I don't want them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with them.
Yeah.
I was like, for instance, that 10-year relationship, he asked me the first 6 months. My
Wow,
response
that's
was,
that's definitely some goofy behavior.
That's
Yeah,
very
he
quick,
seemed
though.
desperate.
Well,
He
when
seemed
you
desperate.
know, well, actually, men know if they want to marry you within
Yeah,
6
yeah,
months.
yeah, that's
They
true. That's
definitely
true.
do.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes,
That's
all
true.
right.
Because
And I agree with
4
you.
out of
That
the
is true.
5 who have
Yeah.
asked me have all asked me at the 6-month
Yeah.
mark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like they had a
So
booklet,
that's
like they had a
really
pamphlet or
Yeah,
something.
like men don't play with that type of stuff. Right?
Yeah, but my response is always like, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Was it-
Absolutely
They started
not.
crying.
Well, not when I said no, but I did make one of them cry.
Jesus Lord.
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting down on one knee and then,
He says no.
yeah, I mean, that must be uncomfortable.
Well, it wasn't that uncomfortable if they stood with me thereafter. So
Yeah, they desperate. Like I said, I just said
They're
5 seconds
not
ago.
desperate.
Yeah,
Oh my
it
God,
sound
no,
like
they're
desperate.
not.
I mean, those are the signs of desperation.
No, or maybe he's just really in love.
All right.
Yeah, you can believe whatever you want to believe.
Not to toot my own horn, but
So was it more of the guy, or you just weren't in a position to be married?
I just wasn't in the position. I'm still
Yeah.
not in the position to
Yeah.
get married. And I'm about to be 40, and just the thought of it, I'm just like, ugh.
No, you look like you're 21.
What, 21?
You like
Yeah,
you're
like
21.
almost
Like you're in your
20 years
20s.
ago.
Yeah, I guess you're like, all right, I'm about to be 40. There's no point at.
No, it's not that there's no point. Like I said before, unless it's a business proposition, or maybe you knock me off my feet and you check all my boxes, and you're the kind of guy that I'm like, you know what, I want to grow old with you. But currently, the state of dating,
Part two.
a
Part
lot
two.
of guys, they just do not possess the proper skill sets that I require in a relationship. So therefore, I'm not going to take a lifelong commitment with you. It's a waste of my time.
What's the top three, just three, because I know you. What's the top 3 things you require?
Intelligence, emotional intelligence, intellectual intelligence. I also need you to be self-assured with yourself. I've noticed that just my presence is not even something that I personally do, but because of what I have, my degrees, all of that kind of stuff, I've noticed that guys try to compete with you.
Great.
Or they try to discredit you
Get
in some
intimidated.
kind of way when you are trying to help them. It's like, oh, why are you trying to help me? You think you're Miss Know-It-All.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, actually, when it comes to this subject matter, I am Miss Know-It-All. However, if you don't want to take my, advice, and you would prefer to hear it from a man, well, guess what? We have a problem, because I am looking for a partner. I'm not looking for a competitor. So that is a requirement. The third is respect. I will
number
not,
one.
that is a
That's number one.
non-negotiable. You respect my boundaries. If I see that after the first time I tell you and you continue to test my boundaries, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with you.
Okay, you seem pretty you got it. You seem pretty stern on that. So we ain't forget about you. So
Yeah.
would you consider getting married?
I would. I was actually pretty close. I was in a
Oh.
long-term relationship.
What happened with
How
that?
long?
What happened with that?
10 years.
A decade.
Wow.
Yeah, I love decades. Let's see.
So
I love
high
decades.
school sweetheart.
Yeah, we went to prom, did the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all went through some time. So what? All right. So like, what happened?
There's a lot of things that I wasn't satisfied with, and I had to ask myself, do I want this forever, long term? The answer was no. So
You dumped him.
yeah, but we're still friends.
But he still want to like jump back in it.
I mean, if I let him, yes.
If you let him, then
Yeah.
You know, that's when guys send the "Hey, big head,"
Yeah.
are you up?
Merry Christmas, Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
How's your mother doing?
How's your mother? Oh, that one always
yeah,
How's your
yeah.
dog?
Yeah, how's your mother? That's the best one.
Yeah.
So what are the top 3 things you require out of a man? Because obviously he wasn't doing it for 10 years. I don't know how he lasted that long. Like I don't get it. But
Yeah.
what is the top 3 that you would say?
I would have to say emotional intelligence.
Everybody's saying that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because like I'm emotional, so I need you to meet me there too. You can't be nonchalant. I hate nonchalant men.
Nonchalant about what? Like if you're feeling some type of way, they just ignore it. Like
Yeah, but or even just with general things like, oh, do you want to go here? Whatever you want. Like,
Too
no,
cool
make
for
a
school.
plan.
I understand that.
Yeah, like the too cool for school.
I understand
Yeah.
that.
Do you
Like
want
not,
to do this? Oh, what does it matter?
not leading the way, not taking charge.
Yeah.
I get that. And what's like the other 2?
I would say I need a man to lead. I like to be
That's tough.
submissive.
Really?
Well,
Really? That's rare.
yeah.
What's your nationality?
Jamaican.
You Caribbean too?
I know.
You Caribbean too?
Jamaican?
But I'm more of the calmer Caribbean, trust me.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not. I'm not.
You're not
crazy.
pasta and all that, like no, dirty wine and all that.
When the time comes.
Back in the
yeah.
day. Back in the day.
Back in the
Okay.
day.
Wow.
Okay. I mean,
Jamaican submissive.
that's like that's
Because
something
I've
you never
had
hear.
to be independent for so long that now I want to be soft.
Okay.
But I need a man to allow me to be soft.
Yeah, and I mean, is it one more? You got one more.
Oh yeah, you got one.
You got
more.
one more. That's 2.
One more. I don't know. I'm not focused on dating right now. I have to think.
Yeah.
I'm focused on my career, to be honest.
Okay.
But you could just both y'all are career women, but you could just like always be open to the
No.
possibility because it could just you could be in Whole
No.
Foods.
I am open. That's it. I'm not really closed off to dating, but it's just not my focus right now.
I'm
Yeah,
close.
it don't gotta, it don't
You're
gotta be a
close up.
focus
I don't
though.
think it should be
It don't gotta
anyone's-
be a focus
I
though.
don't think it should be a focus at
A lot
all.
of my clients.
I'm
want that.
1000% closed off. I don't want
Jesus
anyone
Christ.
invading my space and breathing my air when I need to be focused. A lot of guys, they require a lot of attention, and I cannot give you that attention.
Some men can actually. Well, it's rare, but some men can actually motivate you and push you
Yeah.
to go harder in your career.
You need
So
some-
it is rare, but
Yeah.
it can happen.
Yeah, let me know who he is.
You
I
need some-
haven't met him yet.
You need someone busy.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I love busy men.
yeah, yeah.
The busier, the better,
They
the
can
less I
relate.
have to deal with you.
They can relate. Which I can ask both of y'all this, but yeah, which is a bigger relationship killer? What is it? Infidelity or money? Money. Let's say that.
Cheating, definitely.
Definitely infidelity.
Oh,
Really?
infidelity. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. You said definitely.
Yeah, because here's the thing: when you cheat, like it's very hard to bring that trust back.
So
Yeah.
if he cheats one time, that's it.
Well, not once, but I mean, if you have a perpetual cheater, right? Like, how do you trust them again?
Okay, so if he cheats one time and you forgive him for the rest of the relationship, you're always gonna be in the back of your mind,
Yeah,
no matter what.
Yeah,
Like, even during the happy times, you're just gonna remember. Like,
it's
I
not that
remember.
you're not going to trust them ever again, but I mean, it's going to be a thought. You know, they come home late from work. Oh, where were you? Oh, I'm just with the boys. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just going to question certain things once they break, you know, the trust.
So what type of guidance would you provide if a couple that you're working with is dealing with infidelity?
Well, for one, we'd have to work through it. Often, whoever was cheated on is not resolved it. You know, they haven't feel like they were heard or validated in their feelings. So we have to kind of start. We have to go backward to go forward, usually.
Okay.
And then once we've kind of worked through it, and whoever got cheated on is feeling heard, they're feeling validated, they're feeling okay with it. I asked them to wipe a clean slate.
Wipe a clean slate, that could be difficult.
That's tough.
At times, do you ask the person that cheated to possibly explain maybe the
The
reason
reason?
behind the cheating?
Well, that's part of when we go backwards to move forward, because
Okay.
we have to explore it. And a lot of the
Yeah.
times the couples don't talk about it because they're upset. You know, one is embarrassed. The one who cheated usually is embarrassed.
Yeah.
They feel shame.
It could be for different
Yeah, like-
reasons.
Look, people avoid uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, that's the main.
All the time.
And then when it comes up, that's when things just go crazy, and they got to come to you.
Yep.
And I
then-
tell my couples too, like, save it for the therapy room, because once you take it outside, you fight, you argue, then you come, you don't want to talk. And it's like, if you just keep it in the safe space, it's usually easier to smooth over.
And I love that. Save it for the therapy room because we're going to run up that bill.
Yeah,
No.
We're gonna run
40-minute
up that bill.
sessions. 40-minute sessions.
We're
That,
going to run that up.
that 40 minutes is up. You pay for another 40. That's what you're gonna do.
No.
Ain't nothing free out here.
Ain't
You hear
nothing
me?
free. We're going to run it up all the way.
That's what I'm saying. And do you? What was your answer though?
Oh,
Infidelity or-
definitely cheating. Hands down. That's not
So-
even a question. I think mine, apart from, the broken trust, I think about STDs. I think about unwanted
Yeah,
pregnancies.
nobody thinks about that.
I'm not going to be anyone's stepmother. I have no kids for a reason. And, there's all these things that you have to consider because not only did he break your trust, but he could have put your life in jeopardy.
That's true.
Okay, so let me give you. So what would you rather, a rich disloyal man or a broke dude that's loyal 110%?
I think it depends on his confidence level because, as I said before, I find that a lot of guys try to compete with me. So if the poor man who is loyal is not, he doesn't feel some kind of way that I have to work, and if he doesn't require 24/7 attention from me, if he understands that I am not his mother, I am not going to baby him.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
It is a tough one, but it's the truth. Unfortunately, a lot of these men haven't grown up to be men yet.
That's true.
And I'm not going to raise you. So if the poor guy who has his stuff together is my cheerleader, respects me, fill all those boxes, then yeah, I'll take the poor man.
The poor guy doesn't have his stuff together. He's poor.
Okay, so give me the rich guy. Give me the rich
See
guy.
what I'm saying?
At least I'm
So
getting
what
paid to deal with it.
So,
Right?
so everything you all right, whatever.
No, it doesn't contradict it because when you think about the essence of your time and how it's priceless, why are you going to spend it with someone who isn't going to be, who doesn't have his stuff together? That's just adding on to the stress, and stress is a killer. So for that, if I'm going to deal with the stress, I might as well make it worth my while to get a Lamborghini or something out of it.
It's business at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point, it's business.
Of course.
So what's your answer? Rich?
I'd rather
This
take the
loyal?
poor guy who's loyal because
Really?
I could kind of help you a little bit. I could help boost you.
Nah. His mind is set.
Don't do
His
that.
mind is set. He work at Toys R Us. His mind is set. He don't want to
Well,
upgrade.
then I probably will be single because I don't want a cheater. And I make my own money, so I don't really need a rich man.
Nah, you don't want to be
So-
single.
I could date someone who has money who's loyal.
Yeah, but surprise trips to like Fiji.
No,
Those
tell
would
us.
be nice.
Jamaica, Manchester. You want to go back
Manchester,
home?
Yeah.
And sometimes because he's so
Montego.
busy, he'll just send you by yourself.
And I do love solo trips.
Exactly.
I love
there
solo
is
trips.
added benefit.
I'll
Now
think
she's
about
on a
it.
rethink.
Yeah. Where the rich man at? Gotta be a little sugar baby for
Yeah,
that.
the,
like.
the rules are different.
Yeah.
The rules are different.
It
We know
depends.
that. We know that.
And do y'all believe in gender roles?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't believe
It's
in
free fall.
submissive, dominant, leader, follower. I believe that we both wear two different hats. Whoever is, like, for instance, like I'm in legal services, right? So if something in terms of legality comes up, obviously I would be the one to take the lead. However, let's say the person I'm with is in finance. I'm terrible when it comes to finance. I'm horrible. I see shiny things and I'm like, oh, I need to have it. So with him, he would be the one to handle the money between us, right? Because what I see is that this is a partnership. Together we are stronger. Separate we are weaker. So I don't believe one should have, power over the other, or one should have all of the weight while the other one is just kind of like not dealing with it. Going back to our imaginary failed marriage where I was doing all the housework, right? One person shouldn't be, in that position where they're doing everything because God forbid she gets sick. Let's say she ends up in the hospital.
It's
Who's
tough.
going to take care of the kids?
It's tough.
That's true.
You don't have the skills necessary to take care of the kids. So now the kids suffer as a result. So I just see this as when I have, you have. When you have, I have. It's a safety mechanism,
Yeah.
survival.
It's two people. Yeah, that's how, exactly. That's true. She's been studying.
Yeah.
She's been studying. So what about you? You believe in gender roles?
To some extent, yes.
To some extent, like meaning what?
Like I don't think it should be a woman's job to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the kid stuff. But I do think that let your man kind of sit back sometimes, but he also needs to step in as well. So for me, it's like a healthy balance. Everything's about balance for me.
Healthy balance. That was very, very well put. You're very
Yeah.
professional. So I have a question that a lot of fellas, they are wondering this because they're very lost in the dating game and they don't know what to do exactly. So do you think, and due to people's unique social skills, do you think the cold approach is still valid nowadays? Do you know what that means? Cold approach meaning like somebody just approaching you on the street, hey, what's up? boom, boom, boom? Or do you think it's better for men to approach you social media? Like, which one do you think is still valid? Like approaching women on the street, or just face to face?
Depends how you approach me, because you can't just be like, "Yo, what's up? Let me get your number." No, I will walk past you.
And it also,
Honestly.
I think also you have to, I think also you have to take into consideration the environment.
Yes.
I'm assuming you're less willing to have a conversation on the subway, right? Full of crazy
Randoms.
people.
Randoms.
So I think the actual environment of this approach needs to be considered.
Now, what about you? But man,
No,
like,
I agree with Jonathan. Just to pivot off of that, yeah, environment definitely makes a huge difference because hypothetically, let's say we meet at a networking event. Now I have some understanding of who you are versus if it's completely cold. For all I know, you could be a serial killer, you know? That's one of the biggest
a little
things
drastic.
why women refrain from dating. It's because it is so dangerous because you're dealing with these emotional creatures that just don't know how to control their emotions. They get mad that you don't give them a phone number, and before you know it, that's
That
it.
is
You
true.
met your demise.
That's true.
So
That is
I would definitely say if you have to, I would feel safer speaking to someone on social media only because I could see who you're connected with.
their lifestyle.
Exactly, a little more about yourself. Even though I wouldn't say that that is the best approach, because now, honestly, what I personally think, it may or may not be true for everyone else. But if you come into my DM, how do I know that you're not doing this to like 20 other females? So that's one of the things
It's
that
a numbers
I'm
game,
concerned.
baby.
Most likely they are.
It's a numbers game, baby.
Exactly. So that's also the catch-22 why I wouldn't recommend it, but if I had to choose.
If you had to choose which one,
Yeah, if I had to
face
choose.
to face or internet.
Yeah, if I had to choose.
No, which one would you choose?
Oh.
Face to face or the internet? Which one? Like, which one you prefer?
Oh,
51-49.
There's a lot of things you have to consider. One, is it during the day or is this at night? Because if it's at night, I don't know if you're a
That's
human
tough, yeah.
trafficker. I don't know all these things
That's tough.
versus if we meet at a dog park during the day on a
Safe.
Sunday afternoon.
Right.
That's less threatening, you know?
But this could be his one time, his one and only time. 10 o'clock at night, he sees you, the love of his life, and it could actually be a good dude, and he just comes up, approaches you. But I understand it's like dark, it's late, it's a random dude, but this could be his one and only time seeing you. You never know.
Well,
It could be a good dude. Like,
yeah, but if he was smart, he would make more of an effort. If he saw me at the dog park, be at the dog park
Nah.
every single time you think I'm going to be there. Start with a hello, leave it like that, come back again, start a little more conversation. So at that point, there's more comfortability.
No, I'm saying like he does no dog park. He doesn't have
Okay.
a dog. I'm just saying he's just seeing you walking that, like he just sees you somewhere at 10 o'clock at night. And
No,
this is the
stay away
only
from
chance he
me.
got. It's the only chance he got. But he's a good dude, but you can't tell because it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, exactly. No, stay away from me.
See?
I'm going to have to pull out my taser.
See, fellas, you just gotta stick to that internet, I guess, man. It's a different generation. Approaching women on the street, 8 Mile was good. I guess that's the thing of the
Well,
90s.
it's only a different generation because the violence is heightened now.
Yeah,
because
women
so-
getting punched in their face now. Like,
Yeah, and that's
Yo.
because a lot of women are refraining from actual dating. So you have a lot of men that are very frustrated in the intimate department.
they don't get the number.
And it comes out as rage. So there's a lot of things to consider.
Like last month in Brooklyn, like some girl got stabbed or something like that. Like
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning, she didn't give her number. She got
Yeah.
a twin sister and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've been cursed out before for not giving a guy my number.
Cursed out.
Yeah.
Like what? How did he go? How did he approach you? Like give them what happened?
Well, he called me beautiful. Can I have your number? I said no thanks, and I just kept walking. He's like, okay, fuck you then.
Really?
And I just didn't look back because I'm a female. I was by myself.
What time? What time of the day was it?
Daytime, light out, probably like 3 or 4.
A whole bunch of people around.
You gotta
But he got upset that I didn't give him my number. Men don't like rejection. A lot of men. I will not say all, but a lot of men cannot handle rejection.
We're more used to it. Yeah, but some men, that's true.
And women can't handle rejection either.
Well, that's
It's
true.
worse.
Yeah,
It's
but
worse.
But we can.
Women
It's
But
worse.
no one's going to find you in the woods chopped up. So there's a fundamental
we can
difference.
overpower y'all. Yeah, that's true. But women can't
Yeah,
handle
women-
that. That is true. Because they're not used to it.
Yeah, women take rejection personally.
Because y'all so used to y'all DMs being lit up. That
Yeah.
the one man that y'all actually find attractive, y'all approach, and then he's like, or not approach, y'all say something, and he's like, nah, I'm good. It kills y'all.
Yeah.
It
Well, I
depends.
can't speak for those females.
I can speak firsthand.
I don't really get rejected, so.
I'll I love it.
Yeah.
I don't mind rejection. To be honest.
Really?
Because the only man you're really gonna like say something to is a man that's up there. So.
Yeah, and
You
usually
can-
he's gonna approach me first.
What if he don't see you though? What if it's a room just like you somewhere in the corner? And,
We probably just won't speak.
Wow.
Jeez,
that's-
You
that's
just
your
gonna-
husband.
You just gonna miss out on the opportunity.
That's your husband.
Here's the thing: I'm more introverted, so I'm not gonna go up to a guy and say something.
You only gotta
I'll
say.
give him the look.
You only gotta say something. You could just say, you know where the bathroom is, or you know what time it is, just to get him talking.
Mhm.
True.
You would just say something like that. You don't gotta approach. You don't gotta be like, "Hey, what's good? Yo, you looking good in them jeans." You don't gotta do all that. Like, it's a little different.
Is that pride of yours?
Yeah.
I do have a lot of pride.
You getting money, you professional, both of y'all. So I can understand.
Oh no, I'm a go-getter. If I like you, I will approach
Okay,
you.
so she's the aggressive one.
Yeah.
She's the,
I'm
she's
not
the-
aggressive. I'm very cute in my approach.
What's your nationality? For the
I'm
people?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, okay, you aggressive.
No, I'm
You're
not
aggressive.
aggressive.
You-
I'll
you're
say
aggressive.
like, "Oh, what are you drinking? That looks interesting," and that would be the line to open up the
Yeah.
conversation.
That is-
Who are
that's
you
how you
with?
should
Yeah.
do
And
What
that's
are
not
you
aggressive
doing?
either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not
very
aggressive.
casual,
And for
yeah.
me-
Exactly. I'm very
exactly.
cute with it. I'm smooth.
Yeah, I mean it's easy for a woman. If you look good, you're approaching a man. He's not gonna. Like,
No,
come
he
on.
really won't.
He's gonna be he's gonna be like, oh, a woman talking to me. Oh, like you know, on average how it goes. I mean that's pretty interesting. So what do y'all think in this generation again contributes to a long lasting relationship? Because back in the days, our grandparents, 80 years, 90 years, they having 7 kids. But now that's back in the days. But what do you think now would contribute
Well,
to something
back
like
in
that?
the days, women didn't really have much choice. We had to get
They were
married.
forced.
Whereas
You had to partner up.
Yeah, whereas today we have a lot more autonomy. I would say, having good communication, being empathetic, play with each other. Because that's one of the
Having
things
fun.
that I've noticed, why my relationship, we grew apart, is because we weren't playing with each other. We weren't going out and doing fun activities.
Everything was
We
serious.
weren't, like make sure you have those date nights, those things to rekindle the relationship, honesty, faithfulness. I could go on for days of how many things that I think would be a great factor, but regardless of how many factors are out there, if you don't want it, it's not going to happen.
So what do you think contributes to a long lasting relationship this generation?
I think healthy communication as well. You said that too. I think a willingness to keep learning your partner because people change, right? People change over
Over the
time.
years.
And if you're not studying your partner, if you're not learning them, learning their changes, learning what they like, learning their dislikes, because that changes over time, I think that can really end a long-lasting relationship.
Have you noticed that people are lazy?
Yes.
They get comfortable, complacent.
I've noticed more so men, in my opinion.
Oh,
Really?
Uh-oh.
More
Men
so
get,
men.
yeah, because here's the thing. Once men get you, they think like, oh, that's my girl, I got her. They stop with the flowers. They stop
could
with the
agree
date
on that.
nights.
No more date nights. It's just straight come to my apartment.
Well,
all
not
that.
even that. Or they just be like, oh, where you want to go, babe?
They don't
I
take the lead anymore.
They don't take the
Take the
lead.
lead anymore.
You have to plan the dates. You have to plan the trips. You have to plan everything.
Because at that point, he's like, I did all this to get the girl. I got her.
I
so
got
all
her,
right, I'm
so
good.
now I'm good.
Yeah.
But
Good.
that's the problem, though.
And that's when things go.
And then that's when
Yes.
things start to take its toll and go
Yes.
south. And then that's when the woman will check out.
Yes.
And then she'll check out,
Start
kind
looking
of
for-
become a little bit more distant.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually she'll just end it.
And start swiping again.
And then
Not just
she'll,
swiping.
that's it. Then she back on the abs.
That-
Then she back at, Juneteenth layout and all
Yeah.
that. She outside at that point.
Back in the Caribbean clubs, winding it up again. And
Yeah,
shit like
it's
that.
over at that point.
Yeah, that's true. That's very interesting that you said that, man. So how can couples balance out life with each other? Like time with each other, like you said, time, dates, work. Like how can they have that balance? Because there's a lot we got to do as individuals, and now we together.
I think it takes some effort.
Some
I would
effort.
say effort, but also just scheduling it. Like, it sounds crazy, but you need to schedule quality time with your
I
partner.
agree.
Worse when you have kids. Like, kids take up so much time.
Yeah.
They do.
Kids go to bed at a certain time. Make them have a routine. Have quality. I always tell my couples with kids, you need to have quality time at least once per day. It could be 30 minutes.
It could be. I said the
It
same
doesn't
thing.
have to be long.
Like even just sitting watching something together and talking about your day, something like that.
Yeah.
That could be 15, 20 minutes.
Even if it's laying in your bed, you're tired. Even if it's reading a book together, you just laying down doing that. Couples need to spend quality time, and I think couples forget that once they have kids, life just gets busy. But that's where you lose the connection.
Like, yeah, they just follow a routine every day.
That's what it gets
You
boring.
need to schedule that time in the routine, though.
So what do you think?
What was the
'Cause
question?
you're a hardworking woman. Like, what do you think? Like the balance. How do you balance out the love, dates, time, work, and make everything work in a relationship?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I know.
I would say if I want to be with you, I would make an effort and I would carve out that time. It's a little bit of taking initiative, right? I could sit here and say, you know what? Thursdays, Tuesdays are the days I do networking, and then Mondays and Wednesdays we could have our quality time, and then on the weekend we could have family time, right? Work it out something so
schedule.
everything gets covered.
Mm-hmm.
But that's if I feel like you're worth the effort, because
Yeah.
I do understand this about myself. If I am getting annoyed with you, I use work as an excuse to get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I agree with that. I have a question, and you could probably answer this pretty good. Why do people who have bad relationships, right? Why do they think getting married or having a kid while they're having a bad relationship is going to make anything better? Why do you think they think like that? Because I know a lot of people that think like that. Like, everything's going bad and they make it worse.
I think a lot of it is social media. I
Oh.
think having a baby, I think getting married, it's a glitz and glamour, right? You take the maternity pictures, you have your happy family, you know, you have the ring. I think it's just glamorized on social media, and I think a lot of women in particular, I think we want that for the look, not realizing that you don't want it for the right reason. And if you don't want it for the right reason, your relationship is not going to work.
They just want it for the attention, validation.
They want it for the attention. Yeah, they want all the congratulations. They want to just say, a lot of women will want to say, oh, my husband, I'm married, we have a baby, but not realizing that what you want is, it takes a lot of work.
Like, they want to be married, they want to be in the marriage. Like, they don't want to put the work in.
or
Yeah.
do you think it's a possibility that, you know, this person feels like this is an expected step to take? Because once you hit a certain age, people will ask, why don't you have kids? Why
Yeah.
are you not married?
Yeah.
One being my mom all the time, right?
My
It's-
mom wants grandkids too,
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
not right now.
Pressure,
Oh,
that's pressure.
yeah. And I have brothers, and I'm like, okay, someone has to do something, like poke holes or something. No, don't poke holes. Don't poke.
Jesus Christ.
But it's like, you know, I don't want to have those kids, so I understand what that pressure feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Just force it.
maybe it's just them saying, okay, check this box, versus caring about what others think.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think, to address the pressure from society, whether it's friends, family, people are always going to ask, when are you going to get married? It's about that time. I always say this. When they bring up, when are you going to get married? Ask them, are you going to pay for the wedding?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
And
good
then when are you going to
response.
have kids? Are you going to take care of my kids?
My mother will. She's dying for grandkids.
In general,
Okay,
in
okay,
general.
all right, then you need to,
Same.
all right. Okay, so then, all right, in that case, then, all right, then there's no, you can't fight it. You got to do it then.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm definitely not
My
gonna
career
do
is just
it.
starting.
Poke
I
holes.
am
Keep poking
from
holes,
the
and
house.
hopefully one day,
No, you can't trap me. Absolutely not.
And I have a question. From your perspective, do you see any difference in same-sex or interracial relationships when it comes to issues as opposed to just a regular man-woman? Like, is there any difference in issues, or is it similar to you?
It's similar, but I have seen, like, in same-sex couples, a lot of the issues are around children.
Adopted?
Well, some people want to adopt. Some people want to do the whole in vitro thing. They don't agree
Okay.
often on how to have the kids, and also
Mm.
raising the kids too.
Should probably talk about that in the beginning.
The uncomfortable conversations that
Yeah.
that
But
people
that's
do
the
not
problem.
know.
People rush into these relationships. They rush into marriages because they feel like they should do it, right? Tick off the boxes, not realizing that they don't even want the same things. And that's a big problem too. Like, if a couple doesn't want the same thing, I can't help you. Like, I'm a marriage
That's
and family
between them?
therapist.
That's
Yeah, it's
between them?
like, if you don't want the same things and your values are not aligned, I can't align your values.
No, yeah, no, I hear you on that. See, with the camera. See, fellas, this is the issue. When you got to lead the way. When you get a woman, you have to sit her down, take her phone, put it on the table, turn the TV off, and say, look, how do you feel about being a single mother? And look at her answer on that. How do you feel about marriage? Think about the answer on that. How do you feel about infidelity? Think about the answer on that. And ask uncomfortable questions. I know it's going to make you uncomfortable, but you have to get it out the way in the beginning So there will be no end. And during the relationship, when it comes up, you already spoke on it, so it won't be uncomfortable. You have to lead the way. I'm gonna have to talk to the men especially, because you can't be looking for the woman to do these type of things. That's the easier way to make something last longer. Because if you just come out of nowhere and start hitting her with these questions, she's gonna be uncomfortable. And then you're gonna have to come see Asia.
There you go. And you already know that's not cheap.
Yeah,
That's not cheap.
40 minutes. Every 40 minutes, you better pay up.
There you go.
Amazon checks come every 2 weeks, so don't play around. I get him a $50K a year. You could afford a therapist, man. Don't play around.
There you go. So I think with successful relationships, it takes effort, and it takes two people coming together and having these uncomfortable conversations in the beginning on, do you even want to get married?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want children?
Why are you getting there?
Please, let's not assume all women want children.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right? So do you want children? How many children would you like to have one day? What type of lifestyle would you like? Do you see yourself working? All right? Do you see yourself being the housewife? All right? So these are the things that I think should be covered in the beginning, but no one talks about any of these things.
Private school, public school. What do you want to do with the kids?
Right?
Like,
What type of neighborhood do you want to live in, right? Do you want to stay in New York City? Do you want to live in the burbs?
Buffalo?
Do you want to go upstate? Like, what is your vision? And I think with those questions, it just helps. It just helps to provide to build that vision between you and your partner,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's my 2 cents on it.
Mm-hmm.